From our Washington, D.C. studios, this is Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Hena Zuberi. Our top story today. The UN Special Rapporteur on Violence Against Women and Girls has denounced Israel's abuse of Palestinian women and children. During a news conference, Reem Al-Salem warned about the use of sexual violence in Gaza. She says sexual violence was perpetrated by Israel not only on Palestinian women, but also on Palestinian men, noting that it is unparalleled and not seen in other conflicts. Al-Salem adds that Palestinian women and children have been deliberately dehumanized, not just by the Israeli government, but by many parts of Israeli society and actors with influence. The UN High Commissioner for Refugees said on Monday that approximately 250,000 people have crossed from Lebanon into Syria following Israel's intensified attacks. Filippo Grandi wrote on X that hundreds of thousands of people were left destitute or displaced by Israeli airstrikes. He added that local authorities like the Syrian Red Crescent, the UN, and their partners are working continuously to provide a humane and efficient response to the influx. On Saturday, Grandi arrived in the region to meet officials as well as Syrian and Lebanese nationals who have fled Lebanon due to Israeli attacks. Director of Hospitals in Gaza, Dr. Marwan Al-Hamas, has called for an end to Israeli threats to evacuate several hospitals in the region. The Israeli army has demanded the evacuation of Kamal Adwan, Indonesian, and Al-Auda hospitals, raising fears of severe repercussions for patients and staff. Al-Hamas warns of potential crimes against health workers and patients. The Israeli military has surrounded Kamal Adwan Hospital, threatening destruction and arrests if evacuation orders are not followed. The hospital's director, Hossam Abu Safia, has revealed that they were just given 24 hours to evacuate, labeling the situation a dire threat to Gaza's healthcare system. As Israeli military operations intensify in Jabalia, health officials are urgently seeking protection for medical institutions amid Israel's escalating violence. Amid Israel's ongoing ground offensive, the United States has expressed concern for the safety of UN peacekeeping forces in Lebanon. State Department spokesman Matthew Miller emphasizes the vital role of United Nations interim forces in Lebanon, or UNIFIL, in maintaining security. UN forces are responsible for upholding UN Security Council Resolution 1701, which calls for an cessation of hostilities between Hezbollah and Israel. Miller acknowledged Israel's targeting of Hezbollah, but stressed the need for compliance with international humanitarian law to minimize civilian casualties. Since September 23rd, Israeli airstrikes have killed over 2,000 Lebanese and displaced over 1.2 million people. The U.S., which continues to support and send arms to Israel, is advocating for open access to Beirut airports for citizens seeking to evacuate amidst the escalating violence. The New York Jets have fired head coach Robert Saleh, who was escorted from the premises by security after the decision. After a dismal start to the season, the Jets have decided to move on from their head coach. This comes in the wake of Saleh wearing a Lebanese flag patch on his arm during Sunday's game in London. Saleh, who was born and raised in Dearborn, Michigan, made history as NFL's first Muslim head coach. He is of Lebanese descent. Before joining the Jets, he spent 4 years as the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, where he earned a reputation for his defensive strategies. Jets owner Woody Johnson, known for his support of Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump, hired Saleh in 2021. In a brief statement, Johnson expressed gratitude for Saleh's dedication and hard work over the past 3.5 years. Bassem Youssef takes the bench in song Bibi's trial. Details come after the break. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. In what is being described as a bold and humorous take on politics, television host Bassem Youssef portrays a fictional judge at the International Criminal Court in the satirical song Bibi's Trial. The track, directed by Bassel Nasser, imagines Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, referred to as Bibi, facing trial. Youssef's dramatic entrance sets the tone as he quickly declares Netanyahu guilty. Meanwhile, an American lawyer, played by Sudanese filmmaker Amjad An-Noor, attempts to defend him. As the song unfolds, the courtroom audience, including Youssef's judge, becomes increasingly swayed by the lawyer's arguments, dancing manipulatively under the weight of U.S. influence. The song has resonated with audiences, earning praise from Palestinian journalist Ayman al-Haisi. Following the success of Al-Noor's earlier satire, United Sugar Daddy of America, Bibi's trial continues to spark discussions on social media. A group of 25 Muslim leaders across the United States is urging American Muslims to rally behind Democratic presidential candidate Vice President Kamala Harris in the upcoming election. Many from the African American community, they are emphasizing the need for a united front against Donald Trump's divisive policies, while expressing profound concern over Israel's ongoing violence in Palestine and Lebanon. In their letter, they have criticized Trump's ties to pro-settlement donors and past anti-Muslim rhetoric. They also say voting for Trump could lead to a regression reminiscent of Jim Crow America. They stress the importance of considering the broader implications of the vote, arguing the benefits of supporting Harris outweigh any alternative. The letter is in stark contrast to another letter by mainstream Islamic scholars urging Muslim Americans to vote for a third party. American investigative journalist Bob Woodward's upcoming book has revealed President Joe Biden's candid remarks about international leaders. The book, titled War, is set for release on October 15th. It includes Biden's blunt assessment of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. During a private conversation this year, Biden used cuss words to describe Netanyahu after the start of Israel's war on Gaza, which has killed hundreds and thousands of Palestinians, many of them children. Additionally, Biden did not hold back on Russian President Vladimir Putin, calling him, quote, evil in the wake of the Ukraine invasion. The book promises fresh insights into high-stakes political confrontations. It also features previously undisclosed details about former President Donald Trump's interactions with Putin. Woodward's extensive interviews offer a glimpse into the tumultuous landscape that President Biden navigates. These include personal battles surrounding his son Hunter and his decision to withdraw from the 2024 presidential campaign. The book also claims a secret shipment of COVID-19 testing equipment was sent by Trump to the Russian president for his personal use during the height of the pandemic. CNN reports that War is based on hundreds of hours of interviews with key participants. Rights groups have filed a lawsuit urging Georgia to extend its voter registration deadline to October 14 after Hurricane Helene hit the region. They say the disaster has caused power outages, road damage, and disrupted postal services, making it challenging for many to register by the original October 7 deadline. The lawsuit, led by Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights under Law and supported by the ACLU and the NAACP, seeks to ensure every eligible voter has the opportunity to participate in the upcoming elections. Amir Badat, special counsel at the Legal Defense Fund, says that the state should step in to protect residents' fundamental right to vote by extending the voter registration deadline. Georgia is among the states hardest hit by Hurricane Helene. Indian-Administered Kashmir's recent local elections showcased a decisive rejection of India's controversial move to strip the region of its autonomy. The results of the three-phase election was announced on Tuesday. The National Conference, or NC, Kashmir's oldest political party, and its ally, Congress, claimed a combined total of 48 seats in the 90-seat assembly. The NC emerged as the largest party, securing 42 seats, while Congress captured 6. This paves the way for the first elected government in 6 years. This electoral outcome is viewed as a referendum against Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 2019 decision to revoke the region's semi-autonomous status. Modi's ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, or BJP, which considers the status revocation a significant achievement, won only 29 seats, all in Hindu-majority Jammu, but failed to gain seats in Muslim regions. Omar Abdullah, the NC's chief ministerial candidate, highlighted the party's commitment to addressing the public's expectations. The People's Democratic Party, which tied to BJP in 2014 and ruled the state for 4 years, faced its worst electoral performance since 1999, winning only 3 seats. This election signals a strong pushback against perceived disempowerment in the region as local governance is reestablished amid continued federal oversight. The World Meteorological Organization, or WMO, has declared 2023 the driest year for global rivers in more than 3 decades. It highlights severe water availability issues amid rising demand. A new report reveals the past 5 years have seen consistent below normal river flows and reservoir inflows. This threatens water supplies for communities, agriculture, and ecosystems. Glacier mass loss reached an unprecedented level, marking the second consecutive year of ice loss across all glacial regions. While 2023 was also the hottest year on record, elevated temperatures and dry conditions led to prolonged droughts. WMO Secretary General Celeste Swallow warned the hydrological cycle is becoming increasingly erratic, resulting in severe floods and droughts. Currently, 3.6 billion people face inadequate water access monthly, a figure projected to rise to more than 5 billion by 2050. That's all from our Washington, D.C. studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News. We're a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. And you can donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum.